Alright, so just about a week ago, Jimmy Butler, he tore his ACL, and like I hope Jimmy Butler, he gets better, but this is a huge blow to the Warriors, right? Because Jimmy Butler was actually able to go into the Warriors system and free up so much space. He made the spacing on the floor amazing for Curry. He complemented the team very well with his shooting. He complemented the team very well with his scoring. And for him to just be able to understand the game. Look, he knows how to play with Curry. He knows how to play off ball. He has good defense still. He can still be that number 2 scoring option. And he can still take over games. Look, man, Jimmy Butler, obviously very big to the Warriors system. As soon as he came into Golden State, the Warriors instantly got better. Honestly, Butler came in last year and he saved the Warriors. Last season, the Warriors were in complete panic mode. Curry had to carry them every game, and the front office just needed a big move, a big splash. And when Jimmy Butler presented himself, the Warriors' eyes were just shining, and they got Jimmy Butler, became a way better team. And they make the playoffs, and they beat the Rockets in 7, a young athletic team who people were calling title contenders. Now look, in my opinion, I think the Warriors would have beat the Timberwolves if they had Curry healthy. If y'all don't know, Curry got injured in game 1 against the Timberwolves in the second round. From there, it was pretty much a one-man show with Jimmy Butler, and the Warriors just couldn't score against the Wolves. But beyond that, Jimmy Butler is just a great second option, and he's somebody great to lean on. Now, with him injured, we're gonna get back to those Curry games of him having 30 or 40 point games, but the team's still losing. Best example of this? Curry against the Mavs, 38 points. He had 8 3-pointers, and he was 50% from the field. They almost lost by 10 points. So that just shows you how much the team has to rely on Curry again, and it's going to be a big problem because there's no real second option like Jimmy Butler that can take over. I mean, maybe for the Warriors, you thought that was Jonathan Kuminga like 2 years ago, but now Jonathan Kuminga is going to get traded by the trade deadline. So who can the Warriors get for Jonathan Kuminga? Well, first of all, if I'm the Warriors, I'm going out to the Clippers, and I'm asking them for John Collins. Right? Because look, the Clippers, they need some young athleticism right now. Jonathan Kuminga, he could go into the Clippers, he could bring that athleticism, he could bring his talent. And look, when you talk about Kuminga, he's a good slasher, good cutter, he knows how to play off ball. And look, I'm not gonna act like he's a great offensive player, but when we have seen Kuminga at his best, dude damn near looks like an all-star. And Kuminga wants freedom. If he goes to the Clippers, he's gonna have a lot more of that. The Warriors in return, they get a big guy in John Collins who can not only shoot, but also a great rebounder, and it gives the Warriors more bigs to play with. And that's amazing because the Warriors small ball lineups, they just don't work anymore. I don't know who needs to tell Steve Kerr this, but it's not 2016. You can't keep running those small lineups. Plus, John Collins, he could fit the Warriors system. He could space out the floor, he's a good off-ball shooter, and something that Collins wasn't able to do earlier in his career that he can now do is shoot those mid-ranges. He's pretty efficient from the mid-range, whether it's a post-up fadeaway or it's just a simple pick and pop. John Collins is pretty versatile, and I honestly think he will be an amazing fit. And he will be an amazing fit for the Warriors. And I feel like I also gotta talk about this man. Look, it's looking bad for Golden State. So many of the role players they have, Moses Moody, Draymond Green, Al Horford, Buddy Hield, they've been downplaying this year. Buddy Hield, he's averaging almost 8 points while shooting 35% from 3. Very underwhelming from him. He's just not that same catch and shoot player that we saw even 2 years ago. Al Horford, it comes with the age, but he's barely averaging 7 points too. And it doesn't make it any easier how injury prone he's been this season. Brandon Pajemski, just not that young player who he was in his rookie season. Although, I'll say this, he's definitely talented. Almost shoots 40% from 3. And look, we've seen Pajemski at times look like a great role player. He could make 3-pointers, he could create on the ball. And Moses Moody, who's been pretty good himself. And look, DeAnthony Melton, he's actually been great this season, so I want to cut him some slack. Actually, never mind, he's shooting 30% from 3. But look, everybody on this Warriors roster, they just have no business being in a playoff range. Even Draymond Green, he's barely averaging 9 points, 32% from 3, 42% from the field. I'll say this, It's pretty rare for this dude to score over 10 points. When you just look at the Warriors, they just have no talent. But at the same time, they had solid role players who could fit the system around Jimmy Butler and Curry. And the reason why Jimmy Butler was so good with Curry is because he could take the load off Curry. He can gravitate players towards him, so Curry could have more freedom to do what he wants on the court. And that's why they meshed so well. They complemented each other well. They could both get each other open. And with the pieces around him, talent wasn't much of an issue because everybody fit on the Warriors. But now, no Butler, I think you're gonna want to trade Butler, man. And look, it sucks because Jimmy Butler's 37. When he comes back after the ACL tear, I don't think he's gonna be the same player. So I think you just trade him at the trade deadline, get off his contract. And honestly, I think them trading Butler, it's gonna have to be a big move because you're in the last years of Curry. Everybody on this Warriors roster is pretty damn mid, I can't lie with y'all. So they're gonna have to make a huge move. But that's just what I think, man. If y'all like the video, leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm not SGA, but call me Mr. Consistent. And until later, I'll see you on Mars. Peace.
You telling me you falling out of love with me. Hope you can find someone to love you better than I did. Taking our memories on love and treating it like nothing. Taking our memories on love and treating it like gossip. It's my love for my grandmother make me gentle when I care for you. Tell me you're falling out of love, she's breaking my heart in two.